Right, in this video what I'm going to show you to do is how we can connect our C# Windows Form application just to display stuff from the Azure database. Okay, so the first thing is Server Explorer. You might notice has Azure here. It's been there for a while. Now, so what we need to do is connect. Just see if we can connect via that first. Now, what I need to do, I'm probably logged into the wrong one here. So let's see if we can change that. Sign into my account. So it's C Brown and live.org.uk and okay. So, come on, I'm pretty sure that was right. Oh, come on. Okay. Yeah, it did work. Right. So if I click on Sql Databases here, it does seem very slow in here for some reason. It should. Yeah, there we go. There's student lates. And now what you get in here is rubbish, to be honest. It's not as good as what you get if you're connecting to an Access database. There's no designer and stuff like that. Right, so try it again. Okay, so it should. There we go. All right, so now we're tables. It will show the two tables here, and I can get it to display data directly in here. But what we want to do is download the SQL server. There we go. So if I just right click on there, view data, it should. Does seem very slow, but there is a tool that we can do, the Management Studio, SQL Server Management Studio, which is probably better off using than this, to be honest. Because what you don't get with this, or as far as I know, you can't get it to. It won't create queries, which is one of the big things in the other one. So you see, it does seem very, very slow. Probably wish I hadn't done that now. Anyway, the whole point of this is just to see you can see that the database in Server Explorer, but it isn't as good as it is in Access. Now, what I'm going to show you next is we're going to connect to the database in code, and we'll show how to do that. Now, the problem is this isn't working. So I might just stop this now. As you can see, it has actually worked. It did, after you've done it once, it seems a lot faster. But okay, there you go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get it to display students in this list view control here. And we're going to do it in the same way that we would do it as an Access database, but there are subtle differences. But it's fairly straightforward. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the connector class. It will need some modification. I will make available one that won't need modification. There probably is a way of getting it so you don't need your username and password, but showing in there. I will find it. So there's one that's used in Access. So we'll use that, and then we're going to modify it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is this is to do with Access databases, ADB. We're going to change this to using SQL Server Databases. We've got to change this to SQL Client. Now, you'll notice now we get a few errors here. and we'll get rid of these as we go along. So the first one is then this OLADB connection obviously doesn't exist anymore. It's an SQL connection. There it is there. And so we just need to change that. But the underlying, when we call this, it's going to be exactly the same. Right, we're going to comment out that completely. Okay, and we're going to use a connection string, a bit like we've got there, but I'll just get rid of that completely. And then we're going to replace it. I'll get rid of that as well. And whoops. Right, okay. So we'll put the connection string there in a minute, but I'll fix all the other errors first. So rather than OLADB command, it's SQL command. SQL command. And again there. And okay, and that one wants to be SQL data reader. SQL data reader. They're all the same. And then it's going to be SQL command again. So like that. And change that as well. Right, okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually put in our connection string. Okay, so okay, hang on, let me just right. So I'm going to have connection string equals. Now I'm going to need to get this from Azure because there is actually an option to get it from there. So if I go to Azure here, if I go to my database, I should option for okay connection strings. Right, so I click on that. Right. So I copy that. Now that's what I need. Now notice in there it says your username and password. This is where it becomes a bit problematic. So I'll just copy that in now. Right, so what I need to do is replace my, where it says your username. So that's going to be replaced with Charlie admin, spell wrong. Password is my password. Now, obviously this is a bit dodgy because it's going to go in plain text here. We would deploy an executable. There probably is a better way of doing it. I don't know what it is. So what I'm going to have to do is pause the video now, and then I'm going to put the password in. All right, but assume after that everything else in that file is correct. Okay. I've now done the connector class. Now don't forget to change the namespace in the class, which I forgot to do. Okay, I'm not going to open it, but I've now done that. So I'm on the form now, and on the form load event. So I'm going to create a class DB connector and equals new DB connector. Right. I want a data reader. So it's SQL. Now, what I haven't done is change my usings up here. So I need to do using system.data.sql client, and then I can use my so says SQL data reader dr equals new SQL data reader. Right, okay. So I'm going to have my SQL, so my string of SQL, SQL string, and it's going to equal select. I'll just go for student name from DBL student. All right, now I think that's right. Right. So I'm going to open up my connection. So db connector dot open connect. Sorry. Right, and I'm going to say right, so dr equals, can't remember, right, db connector dot do SQL and then an SQL string. Right. Okay, so now I just need a while. dr.read, and then I'm going to do my list box, which I haven't renamed, list view 1 dot items dot add, and I'm going to add dr0, is there anything in there, dot toString. Right, now yeah, okay, I didn't need to do it like that. Okay, right, so let's have a run then, let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. So I've got an error and I'm missing some code on the end of that line. Lucky you didn't see my password then. That was at the end of my connection string. And now, there we go. There we go. So it's connected, it's actually pretty quick, so it worked. Right, so essentially all you've got to do then, you can use exactly the same commands as you would do before you do the connects. You've got to change your connector class, this thing here,